Good morning and happy New Year's, folks. I hope everyone's having a good one and your families are all well and whatnot. Baz here. So, I was hoping to not start the New Year's off with, debates and arguments and all that jazz, but went on Facebook, and Facebook is like a smorgasbord of people just harassing each other. And the crazy part is the meanest people who are on there aren't even the kids. They're not the children. They're not the youth. And they're not the 20-year-old generation. They're all the old people. They're all the people who are 40, 50, 60 and up who are just not giving a shit and just saying whatever they want and just being assholes to each other. I guess because they're at the end of their lives, they're like, fuck it. So this one post said something about people who follow celebrities have low IQ. Now, I don't not really. I mean, I know who celebrities are. I'm aware of stars, Hollywood, and all that, but I don't follow them like that. Like I don't even watch TV. Um, but I did disagree of just because I had a grandmother and she was really really big into celebrities. Like she could tell you anything about anyone about from a soap opera to a TV show. She just knew it all. And my uncle, her son, is kind of the same. He knows just as much about TV and actors and whatnot. But my point was that my grandmother, she was actually a pretty intelligent woman. She was really, really quick with numbers. Like she could, when she went grocery shopping and it came to scanning up all the items, she could give you the total faster than the machine could. She could give you answers faster than the calculator could. She was really, really good with numbers. Supposedly, she was approached by the mob a couple of times back in the day to be a bookie. I don't know how true that is. Whatever. But so I was going through the other comments because that's usually where the entertainment is. And this one lady was just made it about MAGA. Apparently, MAGA people are the idiots because, we glorify stardom. So I was like, wait a minute. Was it Trump who paid Megan the Pig to get up on stage with a bunch of whores and twerk to try to encourage black people to vote for him? Like, that was Kamala's tactic, wasn't it? Who got Eminem and Cardi B to get up on stage and paid for them to get on stage, but then said that they endorsed them? I don't know. Whatever. The conversation went on, and eventually I see. I type a lot, and I type a lot very easily, and it always baffles me when people see that you type a lot. They assume that you're angry with them or that you're fuming, whatever. I don't type with cuss words. I might speak with cuss words here and there, but when I type, I don't type with cuss words. I'm not belligerent. I try to get right to the facts, right to the point, and just lay it out. And I could be very verbose. I could be very challenging, and I usually say a lot. Um, it's easy for me to write. So when people have a struggle putting down 2 3 sentences, I'm putting down in paragraphs. It's very very easy for me. Um, so I had laid down a couple of bullet points for her in the debate, just giving her the benefit of the doubt and assuming she's want to have this debate. But I rapidly realized that she was just there to throw jabs at me and take insults at MAGA people or whatever. So I ignored her. I didn't put her on block or nothing, but I stopped answering her and started answering other people who were now responding to me. And I guess that bothered her. So now she's accusing me of being a rapist and a pedophile. This woman's name is Kerry Connor. Kerri, first name. Connor. Connor, I believe. And she's apparently an author. I'm not sure where, but she's apparently an author, a writer. And yeah, she just accused me of being a rapist and a pedophile on Facebook. Um, I have a screenshot of it. So if anything happens, if this video ever goes anywhere, or someone ever hears anything about it, if she ever tries to deny that, I have a screenshot of her accusing me of these things. But I just thought it was odd because so I stopped engaging, right? I just left her alone. But it was like, you would stoop that low just to get my attention and troll me? You call me a pedophile and a rapist just to troll me? So I looked at her page. I hadn't looked at her page before, but I finally looked at her page, and that's how I realized she's a writer and whatnot, because she has like books and whatnot. And she was one of those pink-haired people, but she's also seems to be elderly. Like she seems like she's probably in her 60s or so. I'm thinking, yeah, this is where I get frustrated with older people because I'm not that I'm rude to everyone, but my mother was really adamant about respecting your elders. When it came to elderly people, she don't respect and dignity. They've been here longer, and they deserve it. And having grown up that way, that's just I'm like that with elderly people. The elderly people that I meet in on my day to day, I get along with them just fine. In fact, several of them quite like my company or quite like speaking to me. Apparently, I have "Tell me your life story" written across my forehead because I'll just say "Hello, how you doing?" or "Good day, how you doing, miss?" and the words come pouring out. They just open right up. It doesn't bother me none. But when I see elderly people act like that, it's really really disappointing. Because to me, it's like you're old enough to know better. I'm younger than you. I shouldn't have to tell you that how you're behaving is wrong. Like you should know at some point that accusing people of being a rapist or a pedophile when you don't know them, it's pretty dark. It's pretty fucked up. Um, for what it's worth, any FBI agent or any type of agency that's hearing this video comes across this and thinks otherwise or is wants to challenge me, you're more than welcome to look into my background history and see who I am. I have no charges of anything of the sort. No, no allegations were ever made of me because I don't be doing shit like that. But it's just so weird. It's just so weird that was the angle. So I want to call it out, if just to let other people know that people like this exist and to put this woman's name out there. I mean, if you're gonna call me certain things, I'm gonna put your name out there. Again, her name is Kerry Connor, Kerri, last name Connor, Kerry Connor. That's her. So if you know who this person is, if you come across her books, if you came across her page and all of that, be on her side or be called a rapist and a pedophile. I don't understand the logic. Um, when I debate people on the other side, my intention is not just to prove them wrong, but to hopefully convince them to see things from another perspective. And I gather that most of the other people who are right leaning do the same thing. Your Charlie Kirks, your Steven Crowders and whatnot, your Michael Knowles, your Ben Shapiro's. They're not just debating people; they're trying to convince you that these stats are real. These numbers are real. These things are real, right? Versus the other side, it doesn't seem like they're trying to convince people of their side that they're right. It seems like they're just trying to insult people and bully them into submission. And you're never gonna bully me into agreeing with you. The more you take insults at me, the less likely I am going to agree with your side. Maybe that's the point that this Kerry person is trying to make. Maybe she's not actually left leaning. Maybe she's actually right leaning in hopes that by portraying this crazy leftist, that it'll push me further right. And if that's the case, if you're actually right leaning and trolling as a leftist, that's still pretty fucked up. Because I wouldn't do that to leftists. I would rather make peace with them versus make them look terrible. You as an individual, that's horrible. That's horrible. Either way you cut it. But left, right, whatever which way you slice it, accusing people of such dark and fucked up things, it's pretty messed up. You have kids, you have grandkids, and you're spouting that shit. Hope and pray that shit never comes your way, because you're putting that shit out into the universe, and shit gets put out into the universe eventually comes right back around. Growing up, whenever I play a video game with a friend or whatever, I never talk shit during the game. I always wait until I won the game to then start doing my hoorahs and my shit talking. Why? Because the dumbest you'll ever feel is talking shit and being so confident that you're about to win, and then you get your ass whooped and then you lose. Because then you can't talk shit no more, right? It's pretty much the same thing. Um, I don't know. I don't know why people are still attacking people over this. Your party lost, um, and it's your own fault why you lost. People doing this is exactly why you lost. People got tired of being bullied. People got tired of being accused of things. Could you imagine? I probably said this in another video, but I'm gonna say it again. Could you imagine, right? You're a left leaning woman and you happen to be married to a man who is right leaning, who is more conservative. And he is not the things that the news has been saying about them. Whether he's black, white, Spanish, whatever, he's conservative and he's not a pedophile. He's not a rapist. He's not a homophobe. He's none of those things. And yet the news is telling you that your husband is all these wicked things. Well, that's how you lose that female voter. She might, to some degree, still want to vote Kamala, and because she doesn't personally like Trump, but you'll be convincing her that her side is fucked up when you keep attacking her husband, who she personally knows is not all these wicked things you're saying about. The same goes for anyone else. If you have friends, family, whatever, that you know really aren't these wicked things that people are saying about Trump supporters and MAGA people, that's exactly how your party lost, man. Keep it up. But yeah, keep an eye out. I'm gonna say it again. Kerry Williams. That's her name. That's the woman. Kerry Williams. Have a good one. Happy New Year. Oops, I messed up at the end of that video. It wasn't Kerry Williams. Kerry O'Connor. Who the fuck is Kerry Williams? I feel like that's a person, Kerry Williams. I don't know who that is, but I feel like I heard that name before, and that's probably why I just... But the woman's name was Kerry Connor. I'm going to say it one more time. Kerry Connor, not Kerry Williams. Kerry Connor. Kerriconor. Peace. Sorry. Happy New Year, folks.